So, what are you seeing on the tape with Detroit, and what do you think that challenge is for you?
Yeah, those guys, they get after it. Real physical group up front. They play hard. They're gonna play all 4 quarters. It's gonna be a physical matchup for sure. They like to bring the noise. So good thing about it is though, we're at home, feed off the energy of the crowd. We're gonna have to definitely be on our A game for sure.
I mean, you guys have kind of established a personality, I think, as a team that wants to run the ball, but everybody else knows that too. What's that like, just kind of dealing with the reality that teams are going to try to shut it down, like just did, I guess?
Really accepting the challenge and knowing that, like you mentioned, that's going to be a key emphasis for teams. So are you up for the challenge, you know? And then the competitive nature that we have, myself, the guys up front, the rest of the running backs, we want to embrace that challenge because we know that if you can overcome that, it's a great feeling because you know you put the work in all week and you knew what their assignment was coming in. So for us, it's really embracing that and understanding it's not going to be easy, but you wouldn't want it any other way.
And you guys still stuck with it though, even though the yards weren't coming. Was there a tangible effect in other ways from staying committed to the run?
And I think what you just mentioned, just staying committed. I know a lot of teams try to have teams shy away from it so that, you know, they can kind of change, you know, their scheme, their plan, what they're doing. But for us, staying committed and being able to stay true to that, it forces them to stay true and saying, okay, well, these guys are going to stick with it. So just being able to keep that mindset, keep working, and eventually, you know, those big runs will come.
How do you kind of keep your mindset, like, you know, when you're not getting a ton on the ground to, you know, not try to go make a play, not try to like bounce something outside that might not be there? Like, how do you kind of stick to what, you know, you need to do on the play, even if it's not there?
That comes from time, for sure. You know, younger years, especially college, and then just first coming in the league, you want to just be the guy to make a play, make a spark. And yes, you want to do that, but you got to understand, you know, you kind of have perimeters, guidelines, like, hey, don't just go AWOL, go rogue on a play, because if you do, you better be right. But other than that, it's just understanding the scheme, understanding the task at hand, and just understanding that it's a 4-quarter game.
Anthony was saying yesterday that one of the things he wants to continue working on is just avoiding the fumbles. What's the key on those kind of exchange plays where you guys have had a couple of them?
Number one, well, for him, I mean, I know quarterback is different. You know, they can get the snap any which way, so I know that plays a big factor into it of, you know, him getting his feet right. And then for me, I'm just making sure that I'm great on my pass, whether it's a flat, whether it's downhill, making sure that I'm where I need to be so that Anthony can just focus on his job solely, because it is a lot.
Is it just you do it, and if it's up to him whether or not to give it to you or not give it to you, that kind of thing? Do you?
Yeah, I won't take the no. Yeah, you shouldn't take the ball.
Take it.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Everyone we've talked to, they've been rooting for Anthony this whole time through the ups and the downs. It feels like it's been a minute since a Colts quarterback has taken over in the 4th quarter and led a comeback victory. What did you guys learn about him last week?
His resilience. Just when those moments come, when we always talk about situational football, making those plays in those critical times, and that's what he did. And I think that's a prime example of what we've been preaching is, you know, how can we just make those plays in those critical times? Because those great teams, those elite teams, when it comes down to situational ball and those critical moments, those are the guys that come out on top each and every single week. They find a way to make those plays.
JT, why do you, I guess personally, why did you still believe in him? I know a lot of the other guys said the same thing, but he's just saying now to that 4th quarter, but before that, through the injuries, the benching, things like that.
Number one, I think it just comes with time. You talk about a lot of these quarterbacks that come in, whether it's from high school to college, they just played ball in general. They played ball in general, and you know, with him just not having as much ball played, it's like the skill set that he has, the things that he's able to do with such little ball that he's played. It's like, how could you not just get behind him? Not only from that aspect, but from how he is off of the field as a person. How could you not get behind somebody like that to help your team win games and help, you know, lead your franchise?